Hello, hello, welcome back. Today, I always like to do something in December before the new year, getting us all ready to come back to practice. It's also a very stressful time, not very stressful, but very busy time. So I really like to offer this what I can in December. If you're joining us for the first time, always take it easy. Meet yourself where you're at on the mat. Take all the precautions that you need. You know yourself best. Don't just follow along, but take confidence in listening to your body and doing the right moves for you. Perfect. I'd like to always start with getting ourselves present here. If you've had a very busy, scattered day, bring all of your senses here, including your breath, touch, smell, and even sound. It really helps you to ground yourself, become present. So know what scent brings you here. I always burn some sage right before my class. You might also want to do some sound to bring yourself here. And you'll notice when you start the practice and you start to breathe, if your mind is still wandering on the things before class, the thing that preceded your day, then bring yourself to do something else first. Bring your awareness to the smells around you, what everything feels like, the mat below you, what you're seated on, and then get started so that you can listen to your body and you can be doing the right moves for you. So close your eyes. I invite you to close your eyes, placing one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Big deep breaths through the nose and long exhales through the mouth. Noticing where the breath is at the moment. If it's high on the chest, try to lengthen the breath, bringing it all the way into the belly, feeling that rise and fall all the way to the lower belly. And then the long exhale. A lot of our tensions come from where our mind is at. So notice where it's lying in the body. Maybe it's the jaw. Maybe you need a nice long exhale through the mouth, making it very vocal. Releasing the jaw. Maybe you need that exhale to drop the shoulders down, loosening the fingers, the arms, bringing your awareness down to the sit bones. I invite you to, if you're can't able to sit on the ground today, doing the practice, modifying it, be seated in a chair. Not having any pre-notions of what this practice is supposed to be like today. Not saying I could do this before, I can't do it because I know I couldn't do it. Just let yourself be here now. Listen to your body. What does it need from you now? What can you do now? If we're always focused on what we used to be able to do or what we'd like to be doing, we could be missing out on the moment. We could be missing out on something greater. One more breath here. Long inhale through the nose. An even longer exhale, emptying the belly fully, emptying the chest fully through the mouth. And then dropping the right hand to the mat beside you, fingers on the mat, and bringing that long left hand up and over, Aligning the two shoulders so they're stacked on top of each other. And stretching those fingers. Try not to lift the hips or the legs. Bending that right elbow as much as you need. Inhale, nice sweep up, 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 up. Coming back to center, dropping the left hand down, bringing the right hand up and over. Making that connection from the fingers all the way through the body, feeling it all the way down the armpit, the side of the body, all the way down to the hip, opening up the chest. Breathe. Inhale, lifting that arm up and over, a long sweep up and over to the other side. We're keeping this practice nice and low today with only one standing posture that you could take a child's pose instead if you want to keep it low. Nice and short and low class. Up and over, stretch it over to the other side. The beauty of our practice is that it can change, it can evolve. Enjoy it for what it is today and what it could be tomorrow. Inhale up and over and staying to center. Wait till you ground. Exhale, drop those shoulders, drop those hip bones. And bring that left hand to the right thigh for a nice gentle twist from the hips all the way up the body and the shoulders. We're not twisting the neck. Let the hips guide the twist. Always pretending something is pulling us up through the center of our head. Back to center. Wait till everything catches up. Take a breath. And continue on to the twist on the other side. Lead with the hips. Everything nice and tall. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist. Bring it back to center. Let everything come back to center. Notice that vibration, the body feeling like it's coming back after you've actually made it back. Beautiful. Bring your hands in front to the knees. And I invite you, if you feel like you're really contorted, bring something underneath you, even a rolled up towel, rolled up the mat, half mat, if you can, to be up nice and tall. And we're going to be doing seated cat-cows. So you're going to bring in the chin, round out the back, bring the hips in. Really feel like you're tilting on those hips. And then exhale, open up. For that cat, bringing out that chest, or that cow, rounding the belly here forward, lifting the chin. Beautiful. And then going at your own pace for 4 more cats and 4 more cows. Use your breath. Connect with all the moving parts. Allow your neck to relax and stretch. Use your breath. Feel out when you have to move to the next pose. And when you're done, coming back to center, back to alignment, bringing the hips underneath the shoulders, ears over the hips. Sorry, ears over the shoulders and shoulders over the hips. Breathe. Beautiful. We're going to come into child's pose. So if you have something underneath you or you need to unravel the mat, please do so. If you still need to use anything underneath you, please do. Toes touching, knees out. If this feels uncomfortable, please take a closed child's pose. Nice stretch for the lower back as well. And then stretch out. Relax the shoulders, relax the head. Even if you need to bring something underneath your head, meet yourself where you're at. Three more deep breaths. And then we're going to come slightly onto our hands. We're going to move the hands over to the right side and stretch back the hips to the left heel. As you're doing these poses, make sure you're connecting, scanning the body. Beautiful. Bring it back to center and over to the other side. Hip coming to the right, hands coming to the left. One more deep breath with this pose. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fall into the pose. Beautiful. Come back to center. And prepare for tabletop if you need some extra cushioning underneath the knee. Prepare. Spread out the fingers, the palms down. Don't curl up the palms. Beautiful. Shoulders are underneath. Sorry, the palms of the hands are underneath the shoulders. The knees are underneath the hips. Breathe here in cat-cow for a moment. Feeling nice and strong. Engage through the stomach. Engage through the neck. You want a powerful neck. Bring those ears to be aligned with the shoulders. Beautiful. We're going to be doing a little thread the needle here. You're going to open up the right side hand and then bring it through the left. You can reach and then open up again just for 3. So that was 1, 2. You may want to stretch that left hand out there. Open up. Bring it through. And come back to center when you're ready. If you need another one, have another one. Beautiful. Let's do it the other side. Open up. Bring it through. Open up. Bring it through. Open up. Use your breath as you swing through these. Don't try to hold your breath. And when you're done that last one that you need, come back to center, come back to tabletop. Realign. Beautiful. Let's bring that right foot on the outside of that right hand. There you go. Really swung the leg there. Beautiful. And stay here for a moment, allowing that right leg to open up slightly. And then I'm going to lift my right hand. I can bring it to the leg and a gentle twist of the hips towards that right leg. Beautiful. Bring down the hand. Walk that right foot in so it's aligned with the hip. Right here in a low lunge position. And we're just going to add some movement. We're going forward and back to wherever you can take it. Again, my abdominals are still engaged. If you like to take it all the way back, lifting the toes up as you come back, coming forward, dipping all the way forward to a safe range for you, and then bring it all the way back. 2 more at your own pace, using your breath, connecting with all the body. Beautiful. And then coming back to the low lunge, I'm going to walk this leg back and all the way out. Toes pointed down. Look where your hips are at. You want them nice and level. Engage through the hands if you can, or you can stay here, still engaging with the body. Lift up the opposite arm. And breathe. Beautiful. Putting down that left hand. I'm just going to walk myself up a little bit. Walk that left hand back down. Level out the hips. Cross that right leg behind your left. Beautiful. And we're going to look over our left shoulder at that right foot. Drop the knees, straighten out the head, and then lean back. The knees should be behind each other, and you're just leaning back. Nice little curtsy. Really nice stretch for that side hip area. Beautiful. One more breath. Bring it back to center. Tabletop. Re-engaging. Check where your neck is. Nice and powerful. And then we're going to bring that left foot on the outside of that left hand. Staying here for a moment. And then if you can, bring that left hand to be on that right thigh, giving a gentle twist. The belly towards the thigh, opening up the shoulder. For one more deep breath. Beautiful. Bring down the hand. Walk that foot underneath your hip. Beautiful. And then start your movement to your comfortable range. Pausing what feels good. I'm hearing a lot of creaks from my end, don't worry. If you're feeling a lot of cracks as well. One more breath. Beautiful. And then we're going to walk that foot back behind us, stretching it back behind us. Feel nice and strong. Spread out the fingers. Push through the palms of your hands. Point the toes down. Breathe nice and strong. Optionally bringing up the opposite hand. One more deep breath, nice and long and strong. Bring down the hand. Cross that long foot behind the other leg. Give it a look over the right shoulder. Beautiful. Straighten out the leg or straighten out the head. Drop that knee behind the other knee and curtsy back. One more deep breath here. Beautiful. Bring it forward. Come back to your tabletop. Shake it all out. Maybe a cat-cow. And when you're ready, tuck in your toes. Even if you need to do it manually, maybe you have little toes. And then only coming back to where it feels comfortable. So bringing back the hips towards the heels. You can stay here, nice and low. You can walk the hands towards those knees. And coming up, I'm not putting any of my weight really on my heels or my toes. I'm using my abdominals, staying up nice and tall. So if you're unable to stay up nice and tall, come forward. You're not putting too much pressure on the toes. We're opening up and stretching the whole body from the day, from the ground up. For one more breath here. Long exhale. And then coming forward, uncross those toes or unclench those toes and pat them out. Beautiful. We're going to come into yogi squat. If you don't feel comfortable, you can always take a child's pose or staying in here in this beautiful position as well. Or any variation. If you need props for yogi squat, feel free. Or even coming into a low chair. So we're going to bring out those heels. You can keep your heels up. Some people can only keep their heels up. So honor where you're at. And coming to this beautiful yogi squat. If you need to be a little higher, working on the squat. more of a football squat, be here. The pose only works where you meet your body where it needs to be. If it doesn't need to be low, then the pose won't work. Beautiful. You can add a little bit of motion side to side, opening up the leg, maybe bringing a hand to the inner thigh, pausing, opening up. I like this form of dynamic movement. For one more breath, we're going to do our only standing posture of the day, which is ragdoll coming up to standing. If that's not for you today, take your child's pose, maybe lean against a wall to do the ragdoll, or even seated, just forward fold. So coming all the way up, bring your feet aligned underneath your hips, spread out your toes, be fully weighted on the full surface of your foot. Beautiful. Let's come up all the way tall first. Shoulders back. Palms facing forward. Beautiful. Inhale the arms all the way up on an inhale. Bring the hands through prayer as you forward fold from the hips. From the hips. Slightly bending your knees so you can push into the foot. Feel the belly start to touch the thighs. Be where you need to be and then relax the neck. Bring the arms down, ragdoll. If you need to add a little more, you can hold on to the opposite elbows. You can even try, if it's safe to do so for you, you can bring a little elevation to the heels, and you can hold on to something weighted, like a 5-pound weight or so, and just allow yourself that. If there's no injury, and you know it's safe to do so, you can also add that to your practice. Breathe. If you feel any dizziness, slowly come up, come into a child's pose or seated, or even try to keep your gaze on a point on the mat between the feet to keep yourself present. One more breath here. And then slowly rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae, tucking in the chin. Beautiful. Palms face forward, ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Make sure you can push on all the surfaces of your feet. Beautiful. We're going to come to a seated position, nice and gentle today. As we get back into this December flow with me, we're going to come into a seated position, or even if you'd like to take a chair, and then bringing the soles of your feet to a butterfly. If you need to take it on a chair to be seated at, you can just bring the soles of your feet beside each other, allowing the knees to open up. Be up nice and tall. Feel the belly in. Hips are even. They're not tilted forwards or back. If you need to add a little motion, fly those wings. Beautiful. We're just going to do a little 90-90 here before we start to head down to the mat. So we're going to bring our right knee in and bring it behind us. And then we have our right knee back, left knee in front. Just spread out nice and gentle. You can lean back slightly. Be here for a moment. If you really want to add that motion, you can start windshield wipering them side to side, or just stay and switch after 3 breaths. Switching after those 3 deep breaths. Opposite knee in front, 90-90. One more deep breath here. Beautiful. And then bringing your feet to the mat, knees bent. We're going to hold on. You can rock and roll it down, staying on your mat. Or you can just lower down. You can bring the hands out. You can hold on and roll it back. You're bringing the hands out, engage through the belly, shoulders back, chest open, and you're hinging from the hips. You're lowering down. Beautiful. When you make it to the mat, I'm just going to come forward here a bit. Beautiful. Bring the heels a little closer. Tilt the pelvis back. Make sure the shoulders are dropping back, palms facing up. Nice, relaxed supine twist. We're going to drop the knees over to the right. They can be staggered. Feel the opening on that hip. Both shoulder blades are still on the mat. One more breath. And then bringing the knees all the way over to the other side. Beautiful. Inhale those knees back up. And let's make ourselves as long as possible. Stretch out those legs. Bring those hands up overhead. Stretch it all out. Inhale, stretch, active stretch. And then relax it all down with the exhale. Palms come to your side, facing up. Maybe wiggle out the legs. Let the feet drop open. Starting to find that perfect distance between the legs where they don't feel like you're stretching them out. Don't feel like you're holding them tight inward. All the muscles are relaxed. The glutes are relaxed. The head feels supported, the shoulders feel relaxed, the fingers feel relaxed. Give them all a wiggle if you need them to. Make sure your teeth are unclenched. Eyes are soft, closing the eyes. Start sending the breath all the way down to the toes. Just make that connection. Moving anything, residual feelings of tension. And then allow yourself with every exhale, feeling as though you're sinking further into the mat. You're allowing your legs to feel heavy, sinking further to the mat. Allowing the full spine, the shoulders, the shoulder blades, feeling the mat below it, feeling the ground below it, feeling heavy to the mat, fully supported by the ground. Allow the arms and the hands to feel heavy to the ground, fully supported by the mat, fully supported by the ground below. Relax the teeth, the jaw, the eyes, feeling a relaxed forehead as the head is fully supported by the ground, fully supported by the mat. With every exhale, sinking further to the mat. You are fully supported. Allow the heart to open up. Feeling safe, feeling supported. Allow yourself 3 deep breaths. You can feel the energy of the inhale, the tingles throughout the fingers, the tingles down to the toes. Enjoying the sensation of the exhale, the relaxation of the muscles, the softness in the belly. On your 4th breath, when you inhale, activate those tingles by slow motions in the fingers, slow motions in the toes, keeping the eyes closed. Until the very end of our practice together, knowing you will feel the mat If you are present, you will feel things around you as you are present. And when you can, start to bring the toes up to be pointed up, activating the legs, bringing one foot to the mat, the other foot to the mat, bringing those hips in, stretching the back, bringing one knee in towards the chest, bringing the other knee in towards the chest, holding on, breathe. And then slowly rolling over to one side, hand under head, for fetal position, or recovery position. Keeping the eyes still closed. Slowly losing your hands, bring yourself up to a seated position. Take a moment at seated position, noticing the difference in your body, your mood, your mind, from when you started to now. You don't have to judge it, just notice. It's okay if you felt distracted. Just know that you have work to do. Work to make yourself a little more present so that you can enjoy every moment. Things pass us by very quickly. We don't miss what could be a cherished moment. And when you're ready, inhaling your arms all the way up. Bring it in through center and prayer hands, stopping at the top of the head. Bringing it down to the heart, connecting our mind to our heart. And then all the way down to the belly, our intuition. Remembering to always connect our intuition, our heart, and our mind. Namaste. You can slowly open your eyes whenever you're ready. Thank you for coming back to this practice. There's always something in my toolbox, and it should always be something in your toolbox to always come back to. Have a great night.